Y aquí estamos todavía en la 6ª edición del México Metal Fest, recibiendo a las bandas que conforman el cartel del día de hoy. Y nos encontramos con Nile. Welcome, guys. It's such an honor to have you here.
Gracias. Thank you.
How was your receiving here in Monterrey, here in Mexico? Very hot, I can imagine. How did you felt coming here to Mexico?
Yeah, it's always fun to come to Mexico. The festivals here are always amazing, and the fans are always very appreciative. So we love coming to Mexico.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's such an honor to have you here. I wanted to talk a bit about those early days back in South Carolina, because we've been interviewing a lot of bands, and we were trying to remember, kind of the old school, maybe the beginnings of each one of the bands. So, what could you recall about those early beginnings of Nile?
It was really hot in the band room.
It was. It's different. No planes, no air conditioner.
Yeah, we couldn't afford air conditioning, so it was really fucking hot in the band room.
Of course, musically, do you feel an evolution as the albums go by, as you play shows and bigger stages? Do you feel a difference in your songwriting, your workflow, in your presence on stage, something?
I think all the experience, it all counts for something. You know, you do something for years and years. Hopefully you learn something as time goes by. If you weren't learning anything, there'd be something wrong.
Of course. And maybe as well in the studio, there's a lot of technology involved now in the recording process. So do you take advantage of this technology, or do you try to keep it like very organic as in the old days?
You know, we like to keep the playing organic.
Okay.
You know, we like to do it for real. And to me, it makes a difference. To me, it makes a real difference. When you do it for real, you give people the real thing, it makes a fucking difference. People can tell. They can feel it.
You can hear like maybe the drums being not organic. You can feel it when they're processed, right?
Of course. The same with the guitar and the vocals. You can hear it. You can hear it. And I think metal fans know what they're listening to.
Of course.
You know, so they deserve the real thing.
Of course. Talking about the guitar tones have evolved a lot in the years. Maybe now you're playing 7 strings. Do you recall a difference from the guitar tones that you used in the early days?
It's almost exactly the same rig.
You're trying to stay the same.
Well, I don't know if I'm trying.
Okay.
It's a pretty big rig, but it sounds amazing. So
great. We'll hear it today on stage. And talking about the musical style, it's very unique. The sound of Nile. Of course, you have these Egyptian and Sumerian influences mixed with the heavy sound of the band. Where does that influence came from? Was it planned? Did it just happen? What happened in there?
It was the stuff we were interested in, so you know, we just did what we liked.
Okay.
At the time, it wasn't popular because when Nile started, every new band was a copy of either Suffocation, or Cannibal Corpse, or maybe Morbid Angel.
Yeah.
Like one of those, or a Slayer copies. There's so many Slayer copies back when we started. So we looked around and we saw all these people doing really good things. And we were like, well, somebody already did that.
Yeah.
You're not going to be more Slayer than Slayer.
Okay.
So it's time to do something of our own.
Okay. Talking about specifically the music, the songwriting, does the maybe harmonic minor scale had to do something in trying to get your sound? Because death metal or all the metal genres can sometimes be very straightforward, and it's something that you were aiming for to put new musical elements into your songwriting.
For sure. Yeah. We turned that harmonic minor scale upside down.
Okay. And you know, nowadays the how to share and to spread music is kind of different, kind of difficult. Of course, these past 2 years with no live shows. Do you like this new era of technology and social media, or do you prefer the old school, like just trying to go to a record store, buy the album, go see the band live?
Go ahead, you say this one.
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. The social media thing it has a lot of positives and a lot of negatives to it as well. But I think it's pretty good. It brings the music to a lot of ears that way.
Yes.
I know a lot of fans are for or against streaming platforms and stuff like that, you know. So I think it's good to have a little bit of both, you know. I'm kind of in that age group, I think. I used to buy the albums and sit and go through all the pages, you know, and like really check out all the artwork and the band members and who did what and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, now that we're at Spotify, it's a little different, but I think it, you know, more ears hear it that way, though. So.
Yes, of course. I'm asking this because I've seen in the festival a lot of younger people, younger generations coming into metal. So yeah, I think that's great. Maybe for some of them it will be the first time listening to Nile, of course, and attending a metal festival. So what's your intake on that? Do you expect to play your set for the younger generation, maybe?
I like to think that metal is eternal. It's timeless. It's classic. It will live longer than any of us.
Amazing.
So yeah, bring on the new people. Come on.
Perfect, amazing. So about your latest album, published in 2019, I think, Violent Melodic Rights. Maybe the touring cycle of this album was a bit shorter because of the pandemic. Are you aiming to keep promoting this album? Are you working on new songs, on a new release?
Well, at the moment, we're still promoting Violent Melodic Rights, but we got 11 songs on the board already for the next record. I think we're going to start recording drums in January.
Okay, that's amazing. Maybe we can expect it for the middle or the end of 2023, or there's no date still?
Probably by the end of summer.
Okay.
Yeah, we're shooting for.
Perfect. That's amazing. Well, I hope you really enjoy your time here in Mexico. It was great to have a time to chat with you. And once again, thank you for being at the Mexico Metal Fest. Aquí seguimos en las entrevistas del México Metal Fest.